With the first pick in the 2007 NFL Draft, the Oakland Raiders select quarterback Jamarcus Russell, LSU.
Five and a half, 260 pounds. You saw him throwing his knees over 60 yards. Jamarcus Russell, who last year threw for over 3,000 yards, 68%, 28 TDs, and only 8 interceptions. Played big in the big games, and now he's the #1 overall pick in the 2007 draft, making it 8 of the last 10 years of quarterback going #1, Mel.
And you're right, look at this, Bill. Oakland taking a guy like Matt Leinart or Jay Cutler last year, they could have taken Calvin Johnson. But the quarterback situation, the way it is right now, Jamarcus Russell is going to immediately energize that Raider Nation, that fan base, that football team on the practice field, in that locker room. 3 years from now, you could be looking at a guy who's certainly one of the elite top 5 quarterbacks in this league. And I think when you look at the difference between Brady Quinn and Jamarcus Russell, everybody says it's a superior physical ability. Brady Quinn's a big guy. Nobody has an arm like Jamarcus Russell, and the mobility is a little underrated. I think that slow, deliberate motion is a concern. Having great receivers running wide open, the NFL, that's not going to be the case. Obviously, he'll need a little time, but you're talking about a 2 to 3 year period once he's under center. Look out, because skill level that he has is certainly John Elway-like.
You know what? The Raiders kept it to the end. They made the pick and then called him. That's why he's not right up there and say, we can't tell you yet. Oh, now you're picked. He obviously just met Al Davis over the phone. You know what is interesting is we go to Indiana next. 98, Peyton Manning, home run. 99, Tim Couch, not so much a home run. Michael Vick in 2001, exciting. We'll see. 2002, David Carr, on to his second team. 2003, Carson Palmer, we think he'll be great. 2004, books fell out on Eli. 2005, Alex Smith. So you're seeing, just because you're first with the quarterback, your rate of an A to a D is all over the map.
It's a quarterback-centric league. And at the end of the day, quarterbacks run the league, and that's why they're that first pick. And I talked to Greg Knapp, offensive coordinator, earlier. He believes that Jamarcus Russell can do very well in this offense. This is going to be a quick strike offense. I wouldn't call it West Coast because that word means so much now, but it's going to be a quick drop, deeper drop as well. He'll be able to make all those throws. Craig felt he had a quick release he can make. The short throw, the long throw. Mel and everyone has said about his arm strength, but he's also a great touch, so that'll give him the ability to run this offense very well.
See, I remember I was talking to Rams coach Scott Linehan, who knows quarterbacks pretty well, saying his range with his arm is bizarre. But he's got touch, he's got accuracy. Now, some people believe strongly he does have to sit at least a year. And think about this. At LSU, he was a highly acclaimed high school quarterback coming out with all these physical skills, by the way. They made him redshirt for a year, and then they got him ready and worked him hard, and he got better every year, as Mel pointed out.
Every year was a big point because the year before, that would have been a big issue because sophomore year was not nearly what his junior year was.
Just a little bit of history for the Raiders. Their first, once upon a time, they got a guy who was a first-round pick, not their own, but his name was Billy Cannon. Played at LSU. Billy Cannon was on Super Bowl teams. He becomes the 8th #1 overall pick in the draft to be a member of the Oakland Raiders. But it's the first one that they drafted themselves. Good luck. Jamarcus Russell. Is it Calvin Johnson next as Detroit is on the clock?
And that was Jamarcus Russell getting drafted to the NFL. The next John Elway. In 3 years, he'll be one of the top quarterbacks, says Mel Kiper. And 3 years later, he is now unemployed. This is D. Watch, and I'm back with another episode of Mock Draft HQ Radio. Check out our site, mockdrafthq.com. Go ahead and sign up and show us your picks for the 2011 NFL Draft. It's never too early. We have the forums, and we have the draft machine. So please join our community, get in there, and mix it up with us. But anyways, let's talk about the Jamarcus Russell situation. And Jamarcus Russell, 3 years in the NFL, he's now out of the NFL. And this is a sad story because coming into the NFL, he had a lot of red flags. I mean, a lot of people didn't know, as you just heard, if he could put it together between the ears. He has all the talent in the world in the arm. He had one of the biggest arms the NFL ever saw. But in 3 years, here are some of his stats. I'm just going to run them down. 7 and 18 as a starting quarterback, 52.1 completion percentage, 18 touchdowns, and 23 interceptions. I mean, the touchdown-interception ratio, I mean, it wasn't that bad because one season he did have more touchdowns than interceptions, but the 52.1 completion percentage and then 7 and 18 as a starter, it's just unacceptable for a guy you gave $60 million, and he got 39 of it guaranteed already in his pocket right now. It's just unacceptable for a number one overall quarterback to put up those type of numbers. And a lot of people, I mean, me and some of my buddies from the site, we had conversation or more of an argument about what's going to happen next with Jamarcus Russell. And my friend, he said Jamarcus Russell can get back in the NFL next season. What he needs to do is he needs to basically do what Tebow did. He needs to hire John Gruden and hire some quarterback gurus, coach him up, co-sign him, and sell him to some team. Get the quarterback guru to basically hype him up and get him back into the league. And I feel like that's not going to work because these guys worked with Jamarcus Russell when he came out of LSU, and they put the co-sign on him then, and then he failed, making all of them look stupid, putting a bunch of egg on all their faces. So for me, what I said was Jamarcus Russell needs to definitely go to Canada. He's only 24 years old. He needs to go to Canada, get on a team, become a member of the locker room, become a starting quarterback, gain their respect, and show he has the skills and put it together. Because if he can put it together in Canada, maybe he can get a shot in the NFL training camp. And it really doesn't look like anybody in the NFL is really going to take a chance on this guy right now. He's going to have to go somewhere and play, whether it's Canada or the United Football League or the All-American Football League or even indoor football. He's going to have to go somewhere and show that he can go in and gain a locker room respect and be that guy. And a lot of great quarterbacks have done this route. You had Kurt Warner, who didn't even get back into the league until he was 28 years old. Jeff Garcia, Warren Moon went to Canada for a little while. So it's been done before. I mean, J.P. Losman just came back to the NFL last year after he went to United Football League's Las Vegas team. So I mean, there's a lot of different routes. There's no more NFL Europe, but I feel like Jamarcus Russell can definitely go over to Canada or somewhere and try to gain his career back. I don't really know if it's going to work, but we'll see how that works. Now let's get into some NFL news real quick. We got 6 minutes remaining. This is going to be a very fast show. We have Brian Cushing from the Houston Texans. Brian Cushing is using steroids apparently, and he got caught. And they're trying to they actually did do a revote for the NFL Rookie of the Year, the Defensive Rookie of the Year honors, and I believe he got it again. They did a revote to make sure everybody was on board with giving it to a guy who got caught for steroids. And I put up a video on YouTube about that. And I just don't care. You know, so many guys in the NFL using steroids. I mean, really, you're not going to catch everybody who does it. So take one guy's awards away when, you know, we could give it to a rapper. But what if a rapper was on steroids? He was just able to mask it. I mean, we give it to Jairus Byrd. What if Jairus Byrd was using PEDs? We just don't know. I'm not trying to slander any of these guys, but we just don't know what anybody is doing because the NFL doesn't even test for human growth hormone. I don't believe yet. You have to draw blood test for that. So I just believe that, hey, if you get caught, you sit out, pay your fine, get into the substance abuse program. But other than that, I mean, start taking guys' awards away retroactively. That's kind of crazy to me. I mean, they're talking about on TV today going back and taking Julius Pepper's award away because he got caught one, and I just don't agree with that at all. We got 4 minutes remaining. Before we get out of here, I was going to talk about the Tim Tebow situation a little bit, and you know, if he's going to make it as a quarterback. Instead of that, I'm just going to read a quick article I found on the Tim Tebow situation. It pretty much sums up how I feel about it. And here it is. It's on JoshMcDanielSucks.com. I don't agree with that. I don't think Josh McDaniels sucks, but the guy had a good point of view. And the article was called Headline Hungry Josh McDaniels Fails with Selection Tebow in the first round. After definitely moving from number 11 to number 22 to pick Georgia Tech wide receiver Demaryius Thomas in the first round of the 2010 draft and accumulating 6 picks with the top 87 along the way, Josh McDaniels made an epic mistake by trading back into the first round to select Florida quarterback Tim Tebow at number 25. Not only does Tebow lack the skills necessary to be a successful quarterback at the NFL level, McDaniels passed on Notre Dame quarterback Jimmy Clausen in picking Tebow. Clausen and Wally D was the most innovative quarterback in this draft after having a terrific senior season in Charlie Weiss's pro-style offense with superior passing talent, was rated number 1 quarterback by draft analyst Mel Kiper. And I'm going to go ahead and sum this article up because we have 3 minutes remaining. There's no way. It's a pretty long article. We'll go to JoshMcDanielsStuff.com, but here's the rest of it, though. Josh McDaniels basically flirted with 6 different quarterbacks: Jay Cutler, Matt Castle, Chris Sims, Kyle Warren, Tom Brady, Brady Quinn in the last 15 months. So there's some serious questions about whether Josh McDaniels can properly evaluate the quarterback position or whether he's too smart for his own good. Kind of a John Gruden situation is what this article touches on. It also touches on the fact that Peyton Hillis was traded to get Brady Quinn, and it looks like Brady Quinn is not going to play. Basically, you traded one guy who can play at the position that we need help at, running back, for a guy who's going to sit and hold a clipboard. I really don't understand that. Basically, it says that, he brings up the story that just came out a couple weeks ago that him and Tom Brady actually went 3 weeks without speaking to each other, which kind of throws Josh McDaniels' guru reputation under the bus because he's such a guru. Why didn't the best quarterback in the league want to talk to him if he knew so much? Kind of seems like Josh McDaniels has a little mini ego, and I know that has nothing to do with Tim Tebow pick, but the article basically sums it up. Tim Tebow is a long way from developing into a functional NFL quarterback. And there's another article on the site. I want you guys to go to the site and read it, but I just highlighted this part. I want you guys to hear. The biggest concerns with Tebow are, number 1, when under fire, Tebow's release is as poor as any legitimate quarterback prospect in the draft. Carries the ball too low, dips it down below his waist, and uses a windmill-like motion to deliver. And number 2, he had a below-average score, 22, on the Wonderlic. So to me, like I said in the last podcast, that he reminds me of Vince Young a lot, and I believe that's his ceiling. I wish I could go more into it. We got 1 minute. Make sure you go to MockDraftHQ.com. We're going to get more into the Tim Tebow topic. I'm going to have to do a whole show, and next show I do, we're going to have to either just do a complete Tim Tebow show or just not mention him at all because there's not enough time to get into Tim Tebow's situation. But that's right. Go to the site. Shout out to everybody on YouTube who's leaving all the hate comments on the Tim Tebow video I did. You're hilarious. Keep commenting. Keep listening to the show. Go back. 2011 NFL Mock Draft, MockDraftHQ.com. We'll see you next week, every Tuesday. We're out.